Boy, Manning Salinas Media. Jason, you and Jalen have been working on your connection offensively throughout this year, but in crunch time, it feels like sometimes Jalen gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. He starts games hot, finishes them, kind of getting lost a little bit there. Just you as the playmaker, what kind of things are you looking to get him involved, especially late in games?
Yeah, um, that's just something that we gotta be better as a team. You know, uh, knowing who's on the floor, what we trying to take advantage of, and how to put guys in the best position. For them to be the best version of themselves. And then that's something that we just continually talk about. From game to game after we watch film.
Gary?
Jason, the narrative shift after every game, and now it's you guys blew it. Golden State's going to close it out. They got championship medal. How do you kind of understand, obviously, that it's 2-2 and you guys still have a chance, but also kind of take seriously that the stretches in the fourth quarter and the games that you guys have messed off that really can't happen anymore?
Yeah, it was a tough loss, uh, and we understand that. And I think, uh, we've been here before. Right? It's the third time in a row. I feel like we've been here. Um, so we know what it takes. We know what we have to do, and the attention to detail and things like that. Uh, and I'm confident. I've been all playoffs, confident in the fact that we'll respond and play better. For majority of the game. Tomorrow.
Uh, Jason, Cam in San Jose Mercury News. Like you said, you've been here in this building before. How would you describe just the atmosphere of playing here, and how might that impact Game 5?
I mean, they got a great crowd, great fan base. Obviously, they've been in this position many a times in the championship in the finals as of the last 6 7 years. Um, but it's basketball, and I feel like for whatever reason we've played somewhat better on the road this playoffs than we have at home.
Davide, towards the middle.
Hi, Jason. Davide Chinedato with the Gazzetta in Italy. As you said, you guys have been able to respond to a loss with a win in this playoffs. How much is this mental and how much are adjustments to the opponent you guys are facing?
Yeah, it's very mental, and I think just like I said earlier, just the attention to detail, um, and making the adjustments in game, and just having the awareness, um, and not let things snowball, and not necessarily let it, make the adjustments for next game. After we lose, if we can be better at, making adjustments and figuring things out in from quarter to quarter, and things like that. But it's a big test for us tomorrow. It's like a new series, best of three. Excited for the challenge.
Ron, over here.
Jason, Ron Krejcik from the San Francisco Chronicle. What have you learned playing against Curry these last 4 games? I mean, you only face him twice a year. You obviously everybody knows his shooting range, but what maybe nuances have you learned in the challenge to stop him, and what more can you guys do tomorrow night?
Um, I mean, everybody knows he's a great player, right? One of the greatest, and um, you know, he's doing what he has to do to, put his team in the best position to win. Um, it's no secret. Um, I knew he was a great player before the series, and after Game 4, I knew he was a great player as well.
Melissa.
Melissa Rowland, Fox Sports. Obviously, your first time in the NBA Finals. I'm curious, as this series has gone on, what's the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself and also about your team?
Um, uh, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I've learned anything differently. Obviously, I know it's the finals, and we know it's at stake. But I think being in it is hard to kind of process. As it's different than if I was watching it on TV, and all the coverage and things like that. But from my point of view, we got a game tomorrow, and we got practice today, and we got shoot around in the morning, um, to get ready for another game. Uh, so it's just trying to stay present and in the moment, and not, get worried or consumed, I guess, with, everything around surrounding the finals and just trying to, win the next game.
We're on your left. Go ahead.
Hello, Jason. I'm Deniz Aksoy from Esport TV Turkey. I would like to ask you, until now, until the game 5, what is the most remarkable moment that you will not forget when you look back?
In the finals, um, I would just probably say the first media day, the first game. Um, just the first of everything, I guess, because it's my first time in the finals. So I don't think I'll ever, forget any of these moments, especially the first time that we came to practice and had open practice and things like that.
Jay, back right.
You haven't been shy throughout your career of sharing your ambitions of being one of the greats. Now in your first final, how much pressure do you put on yourself to kind of live up to that?
Um, I guess the same amount of pressure I've always had. Um, it's not something that I like, go to sleep thinking about, wake up. Obviously, I want to win by any means necessary, and I'll do whatever it takes. Um, and that's all that's really I care about right now is winning. Whether you win or you don't win, you guys will debate rankings or where does that matter, for your legacy and things like that. That's kind of not up to me, but in this moment, just I've said it. I feel like every day I'm just trying to do what I can, to impact winning by all costs.
Last two, Brandon and then Gary.
Jason, Brandon Scoopy Robinson, Valley Sports. I talked to your dad this morning, and he talked about how he's kind of taking a hands-off approach and just critiquing your game during the finals. And I'm curious to know from your perspective, how encouraging overall has your family and your inner circle been during the finals, win or lose?
Um, you know, they've been very supportive, throughout my career. And I know they're proud of me regardless, and that's how it should be as family. Um, I don't think this is any different. Obviously, they're extremely happy for the position I'm in and my team. But they've always been super supportive, and that hasn't changed now.
Gary.
Jason, Emi said you were kind of maybe in game 4, kind of searching for fouls and not getting them, and that maybe been your lack of success at the rim. One, how do you get yourself going? You said you need to be better. How specifically do you need to be better? And how do you, like briefly said, not put too much pressure on yourself because this could be a legacy defining game for you?
Um, I think one thing I've noticed is like playing off 2 feet a lot more, and like Coach said, playing off 1 feet and trying to look for fouls, uh, isn't hasn't been as working in my favor as much. So I think playing off 2 feet, attacking angles instead of trying to initiate the contact and things like that. Uh, and it's just it's a game tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Uh, it's 2-2, so not necessarily thinking about what it means for my career, but just what it means for our team and what we're trying to accomplish right now.